welcome to another episode of the Get Out of Gaming Plus podcast. I am one of your hosts, Ben.
I am Sick Alex.
Me and Sick Alex like to record every other week with brand new episodes. And we talk about everything nerdy, geeky, whatever we want to talk about in that realm, whether it be video games, anime, movies, you name it. This will go out on the audio version on Wednesday morning and the YouTube on Friday. So we've got some great stories to kind of talk about today. We're going to talk about Bayonetta. We're going to talk about the Silent Hill presentation, and we're going to have a very sad discussion about G4 is no more. Before we do all that, though, we are going to kind of talk about what we've been playing and our hidden trophies. And you know what, Alex? I know you're sick, Alex, today. So what I would like to do is I would like to go first today.
Okay.
I know it's a complete shock to you.
Yeah.
So I, for some reason, decided to buy several PSPs. Alex has enjoyed on this journey of me buying ones that don't work at all. I did finally get one that works really well from Japan. I have two more on my desk here that are completely busted up. But I bought some Japanese PSPs games because they are not region locked. So, like, I'm showing the camera. So I got like a Dragon Ball Z game. I've got like two of those and then 3 Naruto. I'm telling you what, I played a couple of these. The graphics on these are very good for what that system is.
Yeah.
Like, kind of shocked. And I've been enjoying that. I don't know what they're saying. I'm using Google Translate a lot. But that was one of my purchases a couple weeks ago. But one of my biggest purchases was my Xbox Series X that I purchased. I was worried about getting one, and Alex is like, literally go to Target because it's going to be there. And guess what? There was like 2 of them sitting there. I have restarted playing Halo. And I was playing on my PC, but on something about playing it on that system, it feels so much better. I don't know why. I gotta get you and Zach to get back. I need to get Zach back in there and get you in there, and so we can play on a team together. So I'm not playing with people that suck. That'd be great.
Maybe someday.
Also, what you can't see behind me is for my anniversary, my wife got me the Halo Collector's Edition. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there. I've not opened any of it except for my my sword light that came. The thing that comes, the energy sword light. It's pretty cool. Other than that, lots of Halo. I've been playing a ton of that, and I've been playing Costume Quest. Number 1. I was playing 2 for a little bit, but I really wanted to finish 1 and then go back and do this. Did you finish both those games, Alex?
The Costume Quests? No, I never fully played them. Those were games that I played when I didn't have a 360 and I had a friend who had one, so we would go over to his house and we'd play Halo, we'd see Costume Quests, we'd do that kind of stuff there.
I think it holds up really well.
It's good to hear.
Being a parent, it's difficult to find things that I can play in front of my kids. Saints Row is not one of them. Because I'm a good parent, so I try to be. But that game holds up really, really well. And it's funny because Alex, for the longest time when he got his Series X, he goes, "You're going to get one." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm not going to buy one."
Mm-hmm.
And by chance, I happened to be able to buy one. So I bought it. I'm not disappointed in it. I think it's a great system. I think it's crazy looking at me right now that I have the PS5. I have that. I literally have like the 2 big, huge systems that are going on right now. So it's crazy.
You have all 3. You have the Switch.
Yeah, I've got a couple Switches in my house. I have 2 normal Switches, and then I have a Switch OLED.
Mm-hmm.
That's my son's. Which I will tell you, he let me play. What was it? Oh, he bought Dragon Ball Fighters on there. That game
on the
looks
Switch.
Yeah, is when he went to Florida with his friend.
Oh, right.
He was like, I just need something to play. It was $10. Can I tell you, looking at that on the OLED, it looks really good. And except for the wonky online, it does play well.
Yeah. It definitely does. The things are with fighters. I mean, it's a 2D fighter, so it's not really hard to screw up on the Switch. But there's a lot more background animation in like the PS4 and Xbox versions, whereas with the Switch, it's a little more static. But I know I got confused. I when you said Switch and Dragon Ball, I thought you were talking about Breakers. I was like, wait, what? It's like,
no, he did get that as well. And thankful Alex texted me and goes, "Hey, I just got the last copy of Breakers at our local GameStop," and I'm like, "Crap, I was supposed to buy that for Aiden." So luckily Alex said that because then I was like, "Amazon it is," and so he literally has been playing it every single night. I'm not even kidding.
That's what I was doing. It's so good.
It's I think it got a lot of bad rap because it was like, oh, it's Death by Daylight with Dragon Ball, but I've watched him play it, and it does have like a bunch of things you have to do. I think it is really well done.
Yeah.
It looks great, you know. So, well, that's my hidden stuff and what I've been playing. Alex, I'm gonna guess and say you've been playing Dragon Ball.
That is true. So I guess first of all, I didn't really talk about it in the beginning. I said I was sick. Elephant in the room here. Yeah, I had COVID, so I'm getting over COVID. Get your vaccines, folks. I have 3 of them, so like thankfully the first couple days was kind of, and then now it's kind of like a cold. But I still have no sense of taste or smell, and that's just weird to me. So I haven't really been playing much this week, but since we are a bi-weekly podcast, the previous week, I was playing a lot of Dragon Ball Breakers, and I got to like level 20 maybe in this season, and I love that game a lot. There's a lot of jankiness to it with the camera and just the way that certain things play and feel, but I enjoy it enough because the matches are short enough, I feel. Or if you just die, you can just hop out and then just join another match. I played as the villain like 2 times, maybe 2 or 3 times, and I didn't realize there was a way to actually change how you became the villain, or which villain you became. So I was just Cell the whole time. So I played as like Larva Cell, and you just crawl around, eat NPCs, and you get to regular Cell. I only got to level 2 Cell, but I won at least once, maybe twice, as Cell. But yeah, I just mostly play. It's online only, honestly. There's gacha to it. It's a $20 game, $30 if you get it physically, and it's Dead by Daylight but with Dragon Ball, and it's really fun. And I highly recommend it if you like Dragon Ball. I highly recommend it if you just like mindless online multiplayer. There are emotes and stuff, but there's no in-game voice chat. Thank God. It's good and bad. Yeah, it's good and bad in the sense of like you're supposed to be working together, but at the same time, I feel like it'd just be really bad with random people all the time. But yeah, I enjoy that game a lot. The other things that I've really been playing, or I guess first of all, watching as well. I talked about it last week maybe, but I am not watching Andor anymore. I'm just giving up. Andor is a poopy show, and it's really bad. And I don't like it. And you know what? Why should I suffer watching a show that I don't like? Regardless if people say it's the best thing ever, which it's not. And I'm really confused. Like I think Okay. I kind of figured it out because someone said it, but I been thinking it this whole time, just didn't know the name of it. And people say it's very much like Blade Runner, and I can see that. At least the first couple episodes of Andor are
And
very
see,
Blade Runner.
I have tried to watch Blade Runner, the original one,
Yeah,
several times, and I've never got through it.
yeah.
Which my dad, that is his all-time favorite movie.
Oh yeah.
Last last year, I bought him like the Blu-ray special edition for Christmas.
Hmm.
Oh, he loves that movie, and I'm like, I cannot get into this movie. So when the new one came out, it had a pretty good cast, had Dave Bautista, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch it, right? Didn't get into it then either.
Yeah.
We've been watching Andor. We got to season 4, and I fell asleep during it.
Hmm.
But like, I'm not like with She-Hulk. I was like, oh my gosh, when's another episode coming out?
Yeah.
You know. And even with Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian, I was like, when's that episode gonna drop? I'm ready to watch it. I have not felt that way, and IGN's been giving the episodes like a 10. I
I
just
don't know what anyone's smoking because like yeah, Andor is not good. But what comes out tomorrow or today if you're listening on audio day, Tales of the Jedi or whatever comes out on Wednesday. So I'm very
yeah, that's
excited
what
for that.
I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's like super quick.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I will watch that. I really wanted to get back into Clone Wars to watch the last season with Ahsoka,
Yeah.
but I just couldn't get into the older episodes. I just couldn't do it.
Clone Wars is
Um,
worth it. If you go through it, it's worth it.
I've got time off in December, so I'm hoping to kind of watch some of that.
Don't use a watch guide. A watch guide ruined it. Like there's a certain point where I was just like, this watch guide's stupid, and we just dropped it and we just watched
yeah,
every single episode. Except one arc, which was just a weird droids thing near the end, and I didn't like that.
yeah. Bad Batch. I've been watching a little bit of it.
Mm.
Um, and it gets better and better the more I watch it. But like, um, yeah, like there's actually a lot of stuff releasing between now and Christmas
Yeah.
on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to have time to watch all that. So
Yeah. Definitely. So yeah, I'm not really watching that anymore, but I've been watching old anime and newer remake of said anime. Coughing is a thing. I've been watching Urusei Yatsura, the remake. I've seen a couple episodes of that so far, or maybe one episode. And it's fine. Like it's fun. Urusei Yatsura is a comedy anime. It's made by Rumiko Takahashi, the lady who made Ranma One Half, Inuyasha, Rine, uh, Yashahime, which is an Inuyasha spinoff. Like, or I guess no, she didn't do Yashahime. But anyway, like so very well known, well renowned creator, and yeah, Urusei Yatsura is a comedy from the 80s, and it's very well known, very well liked. It's about like the alien girl who wears like the leopard, um, yeah, I guess like leopard like bikini, and she has like different colored hair and stuff, and she just bothers this kid who accidentally proposes to her, and that's the show. It's just wacky things happen, and it's hilarious. Um, but yeah, I've been watching the older show of it recently, because we have a way of watching it, and the older show like still really holds up like very well. And watching the remake, it was basically almost a shot for shot of the original show, just in newer art style and stuff. Um, so like all the jokes still landed pretty well, but it just made me want to watch the old show. So I'm about like 6 or 7 episodes into the old show now, and I'm enjoying that a lot. Can't watch it on anything fun though, so you have to watch it on like High Dive since they have the license for it. So you can't watch it on Crunchyroll or anything like that, unfortunately. But Otherwise, the only other thing that I've really been doing is that I started, because I was sick. I still am sick, I guess. I randomly decided in starting. I almost said Ocarina of Time. That's not Ocarina of Time. Breath of the Wild.
Oh
I
wow.
started Breath of the Wild again for a little bit, and I got to Kakariko Village, and I stopped. Um, but like I did like the intro plateau thing, and I did some stuff there. And this is my first time playing it since launch. I also changed the voice acting to Japanese because I could not stand the English voice acting when I originally played the game, and there was no option for switching voice acting when the game first came out. It was like the first update with like the DLC. And so, yeah, this is a new experience and I'm enjoying it a lot. I like the voice acting a lot. Um, and I'm planning on just playing this at random in my leisure, just because it's a game I can play in bed, and it looks beautiful on my OLED, and that's another reason why I want to do it. I still have Dot Hack GU Part 4 to beat, but I did stream a little bit of that a few weeks ago, but I haven't been streaming since I've been sick, so I feel like I'm just gonna save that for streaming and then just play Breath of the Wild for a bit, just to have something mindless to play while I'm sick, and maybe just get ready for the next game. See if I see what I like, see what I don't like. Because in the initial part of playing Breath of the Wild, I was like, "Oh, this game's really fun," and I just got lost into it. I still feel like that's gonna happen, but
Right.
thankfully, without those Switch like rose tinted glasses, like I should hopefully be able to be more critical about this game. Because like in hindsight, I feel like the game does a lot of cool things, but it also doesn't do anything at the same time. It's too empty, and that's why people enjoy it. Um, and so I guess look forward to hearing what I think about the game later on if I decide to continue playing it, which I probably will. It's
I mean,
it's fun enough.
I will be honest. I've probably played an hour of Breath of the Wild. And my son's been giving me so much crap. He's like, "Oh my god, how did you not get into it?" He goes, "I played an hour and then I played tons." I said, "I just, I don't know. I have Metroid Dread back there. I don't think I put it in my Switch yet."
Yeah.
Now, I will say that I've been playing more on my Switch because it is easier before I go to bed, just to play for a little bit and then go to bed. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um, I actually issued a challenge to him. What does he want? Oh, he wants a new computer. I said, "Tell you what, I will buy you a computer of your choice, up to $2,000, if you can beat Zelda 2." He's like, "No problem."
No save
Yeah.
states, no none of that fancy stuff.
No, I even told him he could use save states, but there's a certain amount of time he has to do it, because I don't want to give him like 6 months to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "How hard can it be?" I'm like, "Oh my god, renting that game as a
Zelda
kid."
2.
Because he was watching us. I just watched a speedrunner do it. I said, "Yeah, how long did that take him? How many times they die? How many times they have to start over?" Uh, yeah, I think as gamers, we have more in our backlog catalog than like a non gamer that has to like wants to play one game. Like one person that bought Animal Crossing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't even tell you how many games I have in my backlog of stuff I want to play, and I've just never done it.
Too
Yeah.
many. Speaking of that, I guess backlogs and other games. I don't have them in front of me. They're in the living room. I just didn't care to bring them on the show. But I did get some new games. I ordered Donkey Konga 2, and that arrived Japanese. And then I also ordered like a few weeks ago Dot Hack GU Volume 3 and Donkey Konga 1, and there were issues with my shipping. And then eventually I found out this was through Elements, through Whatnot from Elements, and I eventually found out they're like, hey, we're sorry, those accidentally shipped. Like that happened to like my friend. He accidentally got an extra game, and it just wasn't something he ever ordered. It was just like Ratchet and Clank for Japanese, just randomly. Um, he's like, all right. But yeah, I guess that's what happened with my games, is that they were just accidentally shipped somewhere else, and I'm kind of upset because like I actually wanted those to complete the like, trilogy of both, I guess, Dahak GU and Donkey Konga, because that's the only Donkey Konga game I'm missing. Thankfully, it's just the first one, and that's the easiest one to find for Japanese. And so, what they allowed me to do, shout out to them. They have sales like all weeks, all days of the week, essentially. And they're like, hey, listen, we're sorry it took us a long time to figure this out, but it's not here anymore. Go into our buy it now for our next sale. Here's the link, and choose 2 games, and we'll ship them out to you. And so since I bought 2 games, and so I was nice, and I actually, the games I chose might have been at monetary value, maybe a little bit cheaper than what I actually paid for, but it's fine. I don't care because there were certain things I wanted. Anyway, so I got a Cromartie High School game for PS2, which is a wacky anime, and it looks like a Mario Party game. So I'm looking forward to that. And I got Sonic Mega Collection for GameCube for Japan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's either Gems or Mega Collection. I forget which one. It's a blue case. So yeah, they did their part. They gave me something, thankfully, and fixed it. I'm still gonna. I always love it when companies or businesses that are like that. Like, thank you for the understanding. We hope you do more business with us. The next day, I just like bought like 2 games from them. It's like, of course I'm gonna do business with you guys. You have like the cheapest stuff, and I bought today. Um, I bought Ape Escape 3 in Japanese, complete, and I bought it for $3. So no one else bid on it since it was like right at the beginning of their stream. No one else was awake yet, so yeah, let's go. I have Ape Escape 3 now.
Well,
Yeah,
I think it's crazy on Whatnot. Like good sellers on there. I think you remember the situation where I got the NES game and it was broken,
yeah,
and then he was like, "What do you want? Here's what I'm getting ready to sell." And then he sent me 2 games, which are worth probably about a little bit more than the
mm-hmm.
one I actually had. And then I said, "Do you want me to send it back?" He goes, "No, just go ahead and keep it." So initially, I got 3 games for the price of 1.
Yeah,
So, uh, that's crazy to me that good sellers. I'm a seller on eBay, so I try to do my best to make sure that you know I'm doing a good job. And them, I've never bought anything from them, but the as much as you talk to them, I do watch their streams sometimes
yeah.
to buy stuff just because how good they are with customer service.
12 p.m. Eastern, pretty much like every single weekday except Thursdays and Saturdays. Or Thursday, yeah, every weekday, except Thursdays, and then sometimes they're on like Sundays or something like that.
My biggest problem is like all the time, like I am like, all right, they're coming up. It says, hey, Elements is getting ready to start. And then I get really busy with work and I'm like,
Yep.
I totally missed that stream.
Yeah, I just casually have it like on in the background, just like sitting, and then, oh, I guess this is a long what we've been playing, watching, like as always now. But uh, Whatnot updated their app. I don't know if you noticed. If you've
I did notice.
updated, you have to swipe now in order to bid. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I think it's just because people kept accidentally bidding a lot in quotes and just being like, "Whoops, I accidentally bid $1,000. Oh, I didn't mean to do that."
Well, I was on a live and somebody spent like $250. He's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I don't mean to do that. He goes, dude, all sales are final. I mean, because it's not like eBay when someone bids and they're like, oh, I don't have the money.
Yeah,
The money's already taken out of your account. So
yeah,
this guy was flipping out on chat. just for the viewers that are listening and watching, if you can't afford it, don't attempt to win it.
Yep.
Okay, don't, because as a seller myself, God, it's so frustrating. Like, you know, I just sold a product. I sold an um, Xbox One S, and I got like a offer for 150, and he's like, "Hey, I want this, and I want to buy it from you for 150, but I can't buy it from you for 2 weeks." That's not the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I saw they did that, but also people are gonna hate this. I'm a sniper, so I will wait till the last second to put my bid in.
Well, now, right now it's depending on the day for elements, it's sudden death, and I love that it's sniping season because it's just a lot easier.
I think, and there's that pure satisfaction of winning something when you know a bunch of people are bidding and you put your last one in at 2 seconds and you win.
Mm-hmm.
There's just something about that feeling of I totally just won this, right?
Yeah.
So I get it. I mean, we're gonna get hate for this, but I am one of those people that will bid at the very last second.
Yeah. But anyway, that's all I've really been doing.
Well, and it's okay we went longer because you know what? These shows are going to be longer because we don't release episodes every week except for the holidays, which I want to give everyone a sneak preview. We have a great set of holiday ones. Alex and I have been pre-recording. Alex and I need a break. We've not missed a single episode in a very long time.
I'm shocked.
So,
I thought we were gonna miss this episode, to be honest.
well, I had a backup plan, which was my son who just got off of work. I was like, "Hey," he goes, "I don't know what to talk about." He goes, "I only know about Call of Duty and things that I play." I said, "We would figure it out, okay?"
Mm-hmm.
If Alex couldn't do it, but we had a backup plan if push comes to shove and I could get it done.
Mm-hmm.
We have some great stuff coming up for you. The first episode will drop in November, the week of Thanksgiving, and then we will not personally be back until end of the year, which we got a huge surprise, which we will talk about more once we get closer before our vacation. Um, but let's talk about some of the news stories. So I know everyone's saying, "Oh my God, they're going to talk about Bayonetta." So since the stories come out, there have been all kinds of different things back and forth. We're looking at the IGN article by Anthony Wood. So when it first came out, uh, Helena Taylor took to Twitter saying that she wanted everybody to not buy the game because they offered her only $4,000 and that was it. And the game makes millions and millions of dollars. Well, as time has gone on, there have been, you know, Platinum Games has come out with stuff in said things, and they're all kind of talking about it. So there's been a lot more information coming out.
Yeah.
Platinum Games. This is the same article. There's one where it says the report suggests that Platinum Games had an attempt to hire Taylor for up to five 4-hour sessions, paying between $3,000 and $4,000 per sitting. So basically, she came out and said, "Well, no, they're only going to give me $4,000 for the whole thing." They're saying no, which roughly amounted about $15,000, which was significantly more than Taylor had been paid for previous titles. Um, it's been pretty nasty. It's
Mm-hmm.
been very nasty back and forth. Uh, you know, it, they've gone back and forth where they've. I'm not gonna read the whole article, but I know at one point she said that she wanted this much money in profit sharing. They said no.
And then she says she never said that. Like, there's so many things that are happening with this, and like Jason Schreier was one of the people who broke this, and then was like, "Hey, FYI, I'm back from paternity leave." Like, this is like one of the first things that he did when he came back. But yeah, even Hideki Kamiya, who's like notorious for blocking people and just being a jerk, and he's like a CEO of Platinum, like he responded very negatively, and so much so that he got reported and his Twitter got taken down for a little bit because of that. And this is when people were on her side. and they're like, oh well, that's disgusting, they shouldn't be paying that much money, that's way too little. And people blindly joining someone's cause without checking out, I don't know, like it's nice to see that people will that people can join for a just cause, um and just come together and make something well vocal and well known for others. And the problem with this one is just that, well, it was in vain because this person essentially lied to everyone, and so that
When I was
it
listening
hurts a
to
lot.
I was listening to Kind of Funny last week, uh, and Blessing was talking. He goes, "I'm not going to talk about this for very much because this is just getting old," which it is. He said the crazy thing is they're all unionized, so all of the money that they make is predetermined and agreed upon with the union.
Mm.
So, uh, you know, at first I was pretty mad. I'm like, she's only making $4,000 for a game that she
Yeah, but
makes.
apparently it's more than what is minimum for unions.
Right, right. So I all I'm saying is if you were going to not buy this game because what she's saying, then you need to go do your own research.
Yeah.
Go out and see what everyone's saying. Because also in Kind of Funny, they were talking about that she had said some things, and I'm not gonna get into it because I don't know and I haven't seen what she said. There were some things that she said in the past that were not okay and appropriate. Now I don't know. I've not seen those tweets. I've not seen her say it, but
Yeah.
you know, it's not just Kind of Funny games. It's everybody that is saying these things here. It sucks. It sucks being a voice actor and not getting paid what you deserve. I will say that because
Yeah,
voice
and
is
like
a lot of work.
Bayonetta is a bigger game, so like yeah, trying to negotiate for something does make sense. However, Bayonetta is not a huge game. And so the supposed asking for a six-figure sum, that's ridiculous for Bayonetta. Like how much are the other people getting paid who just work on the game?
Right.
Because like Bayonetta will probably sell because it's on Switch, but like I don't think Bayonetta 2 sold that well. Like I it's not like Metroid's more popular than Bayonetta, I feel. And that's saying something.
I've
So like
never played any of these games ever.
I played Bayonetta years ago, and then I got it on Switch, where you got the download copy of the original, and then you got Bayonetta 2 as like the physical. And so I beat the first one, I loved it, and then I played most of the second one. I just never finished it.
Yeah, and looking at her tweet right now, it says friends, wordlings, Bayonettas. Here ya, and it says hashtag Platinum Games, Nintendo, Bayonetta, Bayonetta 3, boycott Nintendo Europe, Nintendo of America, and Japan. Uh, that just seems to be going a bit far.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know what? They're both saying that they're saying something else. And I know I read a comment like, well, why can't they come out and say what they really said? Well, there's legalities involved. You can't just be like, there was things in a contract that they're not going to talk about just because that was in the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Those are things that are not open to the public. I hope this gets worked out. If the game is good and you love the game, buy the game. Okay. If you want to see another Bayonetta game, you need to buy this one because you won't if it doesn't sell well. This is it.
Yeah.
You know, um, Greg Miller always said, vote with your wallet. If you believe that she was taking advantage of, don't buy the game. But do your due diligence to go and get the information. You know, I I'm not gonna buy the game, but I wasn't gonna buy the game even before.
I probably will eventually.
Yeah,
I'll probably pick up Bayonetta 2 again and play through that and then just see from there. But um Yeah, I haven't heard any voice lines yet from Jennifer Hale, who's the new voice actress for this for Bayonetta. So I'm just curious how all that sounds, but
I'm sure it sounds. She's a
yeah,
phenomenal.
exactly.
So, um, and the thing was, is a lot of people were throwing her under the bus for taking the role. We got to be better than that.
Hmm.
A job's a job,
Yeah,
and she took it, and it will probably open up other things that they're working on for her to do because she helped them out. So there may be other projects they're working on. And say, hey, can you come help us out? Sure.
yep.
I mean, that's just the way it works in the world.
And like you said, the way it works, the opposite's going to happen to Taylor, where like, yeah,
Yeah,
you're going to close a lot of doors now, unfortunately, or I don't know. From what I've seen and from what I've read, she's more of a theater person and like live
yeah.
action person compared to voice acting. I don't know how much of voice acting she's actually done. It sounds like it's mostly just Bayonetta. So, I mean, yeah, if you're
Well,
not going to do anymore, then all right.
that bridge is on,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it came out that when you normally a company will be pretty silent if they've done the wrong. Okay, the fact that they're speaking up and they're saying things, it is not like some of these companies, especially the people in Japan, because that's not what they do. So I don't
Kamiya
know.
does that though.
Well, yeah,
Kamiya's crazy.
but and I'm not calling anybody a liar here. I'm not saying some one person's lying. I'm just saying like if the game looks good, you play the others, and you want to buy it because even though you're not supporting her, you're still supporting Jennifer Hale that did the job.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Don't feel guilty for buying something like this.
no,
Yeah,
no. I
just
mean, if it was really, really bad, yes, don't buy the game, boycott the game. But like, you know,
it's all fabricated for the most
yeah.
part. So,
I mean, don't buy Arkham Knight, but no one's buying that right now. I will buy it. I will buy it when it goes lower. I'm
what,
not
Arkham
paying.
Knight?
No, what is it? Is that the newest one?
No, Arkham Knight's
Arkham
the previous one. Arkham Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights. I will buy it when I'm not paying $70 for that. That's insane.
I thought you were talking about like don't buy Arkham Knight, like the game from 2016, like
Nice.
the final Arkham game.
This is how tired I am when I'm not even sure.
Honestly, I don't really like Arkham Knight either, so you know it's totally fine. Arkham Knight was the game. Spoilers for Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight was the game where, in all the publicity, there's this guy who looked like he was Red Hood, and they're like, "Oh, it's Jason Todd. It's Jason Todd." And then um, whoever makes that Sledgehammer, right, or whoever, yeah, whoever makes the Batman games, they kept saying like, "Nope, it's not. It's not Jason Todd. It's
Yeah,
not Jason Todd." And then, sure enough, spoilers, it was Jason Todd. Why lie to us? We
I had a feeling.
if you know Red Hood, Jason Todd. It's always Jason Todd. Either that or Joker. Joker's dead. Spoilers alert for Arkham Asylum 2 or Arkham City.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Those, but those the difference is those are Rocksteady games. This is WB,
Yeah,
which did Arkham Origins,
yeah, and the
which
mobile games too.
yeah, the one that came out for PS3 that was like was not Rocksteady is still a good game.
Yeah, Montreal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think. But yeah,
So yes, buy the game. If you don't feel guilty about buying the game, it's okay. So on a good news, there are several Silent Hill games coming out. Silent Hill 2 remake, and I know I've made comments about remakes. Holy crap! Does this not even look like the game that I played all those years ago?
so
I'm looking at screenshots.
I'm not
It
super familiar with Silent Hill because I hate spoopy games. But is Silent Hill 2 the one with the dog ending, where like the dog is just like controlling stuff?
I don't remember. I never finished it.
Okay, there's like a joke ending where it's just like um the main character like walks into like this control room, um and you just see like just like a dog just like controlling the whole game.
Yeah,
I feel like it's 2, but I don't remember.
well, this game is dark. It's gritty. Um, Looking at what the original was compared to this, it's like night and day.
Those pyramid
It's a
heads.
completely different game. Yeah, if you don't like spooky games, I don't know if you watch this trailer, you will not play this game, Alex. It's pretty creepy.
Oh yeah.
So they announced that one. They also announced Townfall, um, and they announced F, which takes place in Japan. 1960s Japan. So that one was really interesting. They also announced extensions as well, but I think out of all these games, the one that interests me besides 2 was Silent Hill F,
Hmm.
uh, because it's in a different place, in a different time period. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm kind of excited for some of these. People have been wanting Silent Hill for a very long time, and this is going to give them some Silent Hill. Did you watch any of the trailers?
I did not. Depending on what day this came out, I might have been sick or I might have just been busy. I think I was
Yeah,
sick.
I think it's one of the days you're sick. It's definitely creepy, and it's definitely not like Resident Evil. Like I remember having weapons, but
Hmm.
like the guns are very very limited ammo.
Hmm.
Like it's not your main source. You do a lot more of running than you do with actual like shooting or killing, unless you have a bat or something. But yeah, this trailer looks really amazing. And I'm looking to see they didn't announce any release dates, did they? I'm looking through,
Um, I don't think so.
and I'm actually on IGN. Um, by Matt Kim did the thing. So there's no release dates for these. I would not expect, don't expect to see these anytime soon. Another thing is they announced a TV show called Return to Silent Hill. It's a movie. Sorry.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. The first 2 movies were pretty awful. Were pretty bad. Um, but all the visuals on all these look great.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I
It's definitely something that I'm not interested in, but like I can see why people could be interested in these. I'm just not a spooky kind of person, but the cool thing about it, especially for Silent Hill F, it has Ryu Kishi '07, and that writer is well known for like scary horror visual novels like Higurashi When They Cry and Umi Neko. So like yeah, that's a good pull for a writer for a spooky game.
well, and uh, my 16-year-old is more into these type of games than I am now. Um, but it definitely it shows it shows like where we are at in video games. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
The Silent 2 remake. I mean, you can even see like stubble on his face.
Yeah.
Like it's like he shaved, but he didn't shave like in a day or so. Um, and I think what you didn't get in the original Silent Hill 2 was being able to act out emotions. These games are going to be able to do that. So, um, and I'm telling you, man, people were all up and like, this is great. So people love it. Unfortunately, I'm guessing 2 more years, maybe. I mean, I'm not.
Who knows? There's so many different things in production here. I feel like F is gonna be the next big thing that they're probably gonna do, and then 2 could probably show up because it's a different team remaking 2. Um, yeah, that could show up probably in the next couple years, like you're saying. So
Yeah. I mean, to me, I this is the kind of remakes I want. I don't want the God of War from 2018 or 17. I don't want that one remade for PS5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is what I want. I want remakes like this if we're going to do it. Which also the same week they announced the Resident Evil 4 remake. They showed more of that.
Mm-hmm.
I know we don't have a slide up for it. That is a whole different game. The first time I played that was on the Wii, by the way,
Oh wow.
because if you tried to use a controller for aiming, it was awful. But the Wii, you would use the Wiimote for your aiming.
Yeah, I remember playing on the Wii. That's one of the few Resident Evil games I played.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember enjoying it there, and then I played a little bit of it maybe on GameCube for a tiny bit, but I mostly played that one on Wii.
So, is there any way we can get you to play
No.
this one
No.
at all?
No.
I mean, I will tell you, it's gonna be creepy.
Oh yeah.
When you have those graphics. Uh, yeah. And this came out like originally on the PlayStation, right? If I remember correctly.
Silent Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
PS1.
It was not that scary because you didn't have this type of visuals. So we will keep you in check with what's happening with that. All right, now we're going to talk about this one. This may be a little bit longer. So Adam Bankhurst on IGN. This came out October 16th. G4 is being shut down less than a year after it launched. So Comcast owns them, and they all just got a letter, and they're like, "Yep, it's over. We're just not making the revenue." Blah blah blah. I want to kind of skip down. So,
This one.
yeah. So there was a text. I don't know who Wario64 is. That's not Alex, is it?
No, Wario64 is a video game Twitter that just posts a bunch of news all the time. It's like Nibelheim or whatever.
They posted the letter that came from David Scott, the chairman and CEO of Comcast, right? And Gerard Complete just was like, "Hey, this tweet is how I found out I lost my job. How neat! Wow." So he had not got the memo yet that they were all.
Either that, or he just wasn't checking his email since it was the weekend. It was a Sunday, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and it's like shut down. Like they just stopped immediately. G4 was something that I was older, no kids. To me, it was fantastic because internet wasn't really there yet. I mean, we had okay internet. But it was basically like TV shows, it was reviews. But I think what happened was, to me, is it never, nowadays there's so many avenues to get the same thing. You know, there's several kind of funny shows that are like specifically just like, okay, so this is PlayStation, this is all games. And we have like Twitch now, so you can watch on Twitch, and there's a lot of people on YouTube that do shows where you just watch the show. And I think that's where they went wrong. I think I'm not going to go into some of the drama that happened during a lot of it, but I tried watching, and you, Alex, you knew how excited I was for this, but after a while watching it, I told you, I was like, it's not very good at all.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of it?
In the very beginning, I watched a little bit of it, but that was pretty much it. I know that Gerard's show or whatever recently came out, and so that's still gonna stay on his YouTube channel. That God of Work sketch thing.
Yeah.
And he's trying to buy the rights or figure out how he can still keep the rights for that, so he can still do stuff with it since it was his project. But like that was the last big thing that G4 did before they closed, was that big miniseries. And I don't even think it all released on G4 yet. Like it all released on his stuff.
And I feel like out of everybody that was on that team, Gerard was the only one that had a backup plan.
Yeah.
Um, because I'll be honest, I was watching more of the completions because so what they try to do is like Attack of the Show used to be an hour long, right? They talked
Mhm.
about tech, they talked about video games, they'd have funny little clips, right?
Yeah.
But then it turned into the vibe. It turned into a whole bunch of things that I didn't want to watch. Um, I know when I was watching a couple videos about it, they were showing their videos were only getting like 100 views or this or that. And now on Twitter or on Twitch, I can tell you when I watched them live on Twitch, there were a lot of people watching, like 4,000 people,
Mhm.
but it wasn't enough to sustain all this money. And I was also like, you start seeing people leave. Like, obviously, Frost left because she made the dumbass comment when people were getting laid off.
Mhm.
I don't want to say dumbass, it just was very insensitive. And then Kevin Pereira left. Um, and so at that point, I'm like, it's not good. It's not good at all
Mhm.
to do a massive layoff. And then it was shortly after the layoff, they just closed up shop. Um, I know I saw some with Adam Sessler and he was going off on people on Twitter, you know, whatnot, but uh, it just was not very good. Now they came out with Arena, but then they switched it up. It was like all you have to do is a battle show where you have one person that's got beef with somebody else, and then you guys battle it out with a team with video games
Mhm.
in different like categories. So you're gonna do this video game first, and then this and this. There you go. Why you had to turn it into an insult thing and then bring WWE wrestlers into it, I have no idea.
Because Xavier Woods was there.
Yeah, but it just didn't make sense
Yeah.
at all. Make a video game show called Arena where you battle other people that you have beef with.
Mhm.
That's it's super simple.
Yep.
Um, you know, it's sad because they literally got this on Sunday and then Monday there was no programming at all.
Yeah,
None.
exactly. Like, say what you will about about just what you feel about the company and stuff. But a lot of talented people did lose their jobs. And so hopefully they, like you said, Gerard obviously has a backup plan. He's Gerard. But not everyone else does. And so hopefully they land on their feet. Hopefully production people like get a job here soon and somewhere. Talent gets jobs here. Um, yeah, just hopefully that they just hopefully they gain some traction and yeah, just survive.
Yeah, I think that's the hard part is we look at it as like all these hosts lost their job, but we don't look at the production, we don't look at the marketing, we don't look at all those people for social media. All these people lost their jobs. Um, and I think we talked about it in the summer when they were doing their summer house thing. I'm like, man, I'm really worried right now.
I saw a live stream recently where Gerard said in his own live stream that he was recently promoted, but he didn't like tell anyone. Um, to like an executive um uh marketing specialists because like he was like if you notice the thumbnails changed near the end like starting July and things were the click rate and all that was better because I guess he was working on that stuff since he knows how that stuff works because being at that one video gamer the completionist stuff for this whole time um so unfortunately like yeah the writing was on the wall but like if Gerard did have some time to help fix that like G4 could have I don't know if it would have survived but it could have lasted longer.
Well, and I think when you have good people and good talent, you put those people in charge of things. Like, I know for a fact they weren't giving Kevin Pereira anything except for the host job
Mm-hmm.
when he's been doing his own thing after G4 for years and he's got a really good following.
Yeah.
Uh, let him do some of this. Uh, so it's sad. because I was super excited about G4 coming back as being someone that watched it. But the more I watched it, I'm just like, I could watch this and other things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's a whole bunch of YouTube videos I could watch of people doing the exact same thing, and it's not weird. And I feel like, and I don't want to knock off any of the other hosts, but I feel like some hosts had some really weird comedy skits they kept doing, and they would do this comedy skit for like an hour.
Yeah.
One guy that dressed up and he was like a psychic or whatever, he was giving people that character was super annoying. And they would do it for like an hour after the show. But like, I think we were talking that Amelie, she left. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if she left on her own, but she was. I I liked watching her because I'd always laugh because she'd always do something or say something that made me laugh. Like just her in general.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I asked you one time, I'm like, "Hey, she's not on there anymore, right?" And you're like, "Oh no, she left."
Yeah.
Do you think she left because she saw the writing on the wall of what it was
I
and what
mean,
it
it's
was going to be?
possible. There could also just be, I don't know, work environments are weird. Like, um, yeah, it could have been some higher up stuff, maybe. Maybe being told to, hey, you're on less content, and then eventually just is like, why am I here, and leaves. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, there's a lot of different things that could definitely happen, but I mean, they're gone now, and
they're
they're
gone very
they're
quickly.
never they are never coming back. Um, I'm
No,
gonna
that was
say it now. Like, it was shocking that they showed up once before. It'd be stupid to redo the G4 branding at all anymore.
yeah, it's done. Uh, I wonder though if I go to their website now, can I still buy a mug? Let's see if they. I'm just curious.
What is their website?
G4TV.com. So it's just like a basic website.
All I see is just we're off the air.
Yeah,
All I see is just a press. That's it.
that's been there forever.
But
Man, they
there's like
just
nothing else here. Like, there's nothing to click. There's where to watch us. Yeah, there's nothing. All there is latest updates, shutdown memo. I don't see a store or anything.
they had a store at one point. I was like, I wonder if you'd be able to do it. Um, but I think the crazy part is all their stuff was like done. Like they didn't even get to do a last episode or anything. They just cut them right then and there.
Yeah.
Um, so it's sad. I think G4 was a statement for many people like my age. Uh, being able to have that one place where you could watch video game stuff and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think when this first came out, it wasn't as officially open to be a video gamer at my age, you know,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, I get you.
you're a nerd or weirdo because you play video games and you should not be doing that as an adult. Um, but this place was okay to do it. I've seen people that were older and they were okay and they were talking about games they played.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's bittersweet. Um, I don't think I'd be doing a podcast about video games if it wasn't initially directly from them, you
Yeah.
know? So I'm going to raise my water bottle because I don't have any alcohol and say, it was good for you. It was good for me. I thoroughly will be missing you. I don't know about half your new stuff, but yeah, I don't even know what everyone's doing, to be honest, like
Yeah.
after the show.
I don't know. We might find out as the time goes on, but I mean, I went to this link that said, "What is G4?" and it just says 404. This page cannot be found. So G4 is officially dead.
Yeah, I even tried to go to the tag of the show and it says I'm sorry, this page cannot be found. Oh, it's so sad. But you know what? It happens. Hopefully everyone lands on their feet and gets a job.
Mhm.
And this is in LA, so I really, really hope everyone lands on their feet and gets a job. Even if anyone left on bad terms, I really do.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Alex. Maybe we should see how much it costs to buy G4 now. I bet it'd be really cheap.
I'm sure we still don't have that kind of money.
No, probably not. I will offer them $1, and any of the old merch they have, $2. I guarantee that merch now is going for a lot on eBay.
Yeah,
I don't even, it may not. I wonder. It's funny because like I was gonna buy a G4 mug. It says, and it was like black and had the
Mhm.
G4 logo. It says, "We never stop playing." You know,
Mhm.
I really want to buy one, and now I can't buy one because I waited too long. Damn it!
That's what you get.
That's what we get. Um. Well. Well, that's been our stories today.
Yeah.
I want to thank Sick Alex for making it today. It was gonna be a weird show with me and my son. Otherwise, talking about whatever, because unless it's Call of Duty or Pokemon, he knows nothing. So don't forget, this episode will drop Wednesday, and the video version, if you would like to see us, will drop on Friday. Um, we're on all social media. You can download this episode on wherever you get your podcast services, anywhere at all. So we're on iTunes, we're on Spotify, we're on iHeartRadio now. We love that you guys listen. Try to support us. Hit that subscription button and listen to us everywhere. And also go to YouTube, subscribe so you can get our videos as they launch. So I don't really have anything else to say. Did you have anything, Alex?
Actually, yeah, I do. So now I have to go off of the script a bit. So yeah, we recently as well. We've had a Discord for a while, but we just never really made it public because it wasn't up to snuff. It just wasn't that great. But we do have a Discord now, and so that link will be available in I would say one of the YouTube videos or maybe in the description. Um, so yeah, if you want to join a new Discord, as long as you obey the rules, you can stay in, hang out, talk about video games, chill, chill place to talk about games. But yeah, right now it's just kind of beta mode, so it's not going to be super out there for the public because we just don't want it to be oversaturated with just a bunch of super randos right now. But just want to let you all know, the listeners, about it right now. But yeah, that's all I had. So,
well, we also thank you for any support you give us. To be honest, we are coming up on 3 years, Alex, of doing the podcast, and Alex wasn't there for the first couple episodes, but he's pretty much been there the whole time. It's crazy. So
get ready for me to say I quit. I spent how much money on all this kind of stuff, and I'm not quitting yet.
I used my Christmas gifts, and as a parent, I don't get good. Like I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, but like that Christmas is that time for me to get all kinds of random stuff. My wife just rolls her eyes at. I used it to get equipment last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Well, again, we appreciate it. I know I'm trying to drag it on here. Alex, is there anything else to say?
Just get at it.
Get at it.